So, do you prefer I call you AJ? Is that what you like to go by?
Yeah, it's cool. My real name is Anjanette, but only my mom calls me that.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening?
With veganism on the rise, Generation Vegan interviews the up-and-coming hottest vegans. And in this podcast, we teach you the practical side of having a plant-based diet. Today, we are talking to the Nude nerd, Miss AJ Anderson. She is a Instagram star. She is sweet, sexy, and cool, and is all for positivity, positive body image, and laughter. Let's jump in. Welcome, everyone, back to the show, Generation Vegan. Today, we're interviewing AJ Anderson. She is a gorgeous IG star, in my opinion, and on IG, she's well known as the Nude Nerd. She's a super hot vegan who has been published on many magazines, including Uncovered magazine. Just from looking at her Instagram account, I got super inspired, and I felt the love and the free spirit she promotes. So my favorite quote of yours was, there's a difference between being wanted and being valued. Don't confuse the two. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I'm really struggling with right now. Just, and this has nothing to do about veganism, but just being a woman on social media and an attractive woman, just knowing the difference of like, okay, they want to have sex with me or they want to be with me. And there's a total difference. So do you mind just kind of like digging into that a little bit?
Okay. Well, I have like this crazy long history because I was married for 11 years. Wow. So my experience is kind of different than everyone else's. A lot of guys have actually said I'm kind of like a man when it comes to this, because I have been in a committed relationship forever. So sometimes I want something real and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just want to have fun. So you kind of just have to really believe what people are showing you. Sometimes people will say things, but you have to believe their actions. So I tell a lot of my friends, like, if he's just calling you at night and he doesn't communicate with you throughout the day, then that's what he wants. So you kind of just have to decide what it is that you want, and then you kind of put that energy out there. But if you keep focusing on, oh, guys only want me for this, guys only want me for that, then you're going to keep, I believe in law of attraction, so you're going to keep attracting those type of guys. So, I mean, it's really a lot about respecting yourself, which a lot of people would say, well, some people would say that, you know, because I'm a nude model, they question whether I do respect myself, but that's a whole nother issue. But it's really respecting yourself and demanding the best from people, not accepting anything less than what you want. If people aren't giving you what you want, then you just move on to the next person.
Right. And I literally can't even tell you how much I like recognize that. I've been in the female industry, you know, as far as like, you know, Twin Peaks and, you know, waitressing here and there at sexually based restaurants, that it's such a taboo to like do that. And then also, like you said, being in a committed relationship, people are like, you're a slut just because you're naked. So I just really liked your Instagram. I loved what it really promoted, and the fact that you can be naked and beautiful and not be a slut.
Right. Yeah, I try to promote that it's really just the human body. It's not anything taboo. It's just how we were born. Like, one of my favorite quotes on there is, if we were meant to be naked, we'd be born that way. Just kind of poking fun at, like, it's really just natural, and we've made it into something that it really doesn't have to be. Sorry, my kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I was just wondering if you could tell everyone, you know, did you become vegan for the animals, your health, or more for the environment, or maybe a combination of the three?
Now it's a combination of the three. I became vegetarian when I was 9, and that was for the animals. I asked my mom where the chicken nuggets come from, and she told me that it was chickens. So I was like, wait, they kill the chickens? Like, how does that happen? And she's like, yeah, they kill the chicken. So I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill the chickens. So I became vegetarian when I was 9, and then I became vegan probably, I think, when my youngest daughter was 1. So that was almost 5 years ago.
And how many kids do you have?
2.
Oh, super cute. Do you raise them vegan, or they go to school and deal with all that?
Well, like I said, I am divorced, so they definitely are not vegan, because when they're at his house, they eat all sorts of things. And then, but when they're here, you know, they are, but I can't really convince him to change his lifestyle. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But when we were married, they weren't vegan, but they definitely were not huge carnivores. So
and feel free if they want to be a part of this. I have no problem with it. I love kids, and I would love to ask them questions about it. So
they're trying to sell their bracelets outside right now, so they were coming in and out, like getting stools and tables and stuff. So
oh, that is so entrepreneurial. I love that.
yeah, me too.
So when your kids like go over to your husband's house, by the way, just to let you know that the prefix of this show, it's all about normalizing veganism, kind of like showing the vulnerable side of vegans and just kind of that we're not perfect and
Yeah.
that, we mess up a lot. So when your kids go to your ex-husband's house, do you explain to them why you choose your lifestyle and what's different about it, or is it kind of just what they deal with?
Yeah, I mean, he knows and they know why I do it. So, when they had eaten meat, or I mean they still do, but when I used to prepare it, they would always push it to the side anyway. So then I just decided I was just gonna stop doing it because it was a waste. But there are the documentaries that I've watched, and I said I'm gonna show it to them too because I do want them to know what is going on, and then they can kind of educate their friends about it. But yeah, they all definitely know why I do it, and it is now more. I still love the animals, but it's more for like the health and environment too. So
When you're getting modeling jobs, does this ever affect or like help you getting a modeling job? I don't see why it would, but just in case.
well, I think just overall, just my appearance, my body. Like I'm 34, and a lot of people don't know that before they meet me. I have to tell them, and so I think being vegan. I mean, I know so many vegans who just look so young and have such a nice physique because of the lifestyle. So I definitely think it has helped me in that sense.
Yeah, I would definitely not have guessed 34. That's for sure.
Thank you.
So your writing it is amazing, and if any of the viewers have gone to your Instagram account and you read your descriptions, it's just so moving. Like, did you have a blog, or how do you get that out of your system?
It's Instagram right now is my mini blog because um, it like the blog is like the bane of my existence because I've been trying to get it up and running for the longest time. I had a photographer who was going to build one for me. We traded. I was gonna do a shoot for him, and he was gonna do the website for me. But I didn't get my site yet, so I'm still waiting. Well, no, I'm not waiting anymore because now I just started. I'm gonna do it myself. So,
Girl, I'm over the trading for pictures. I've done it so many times, and every time I do it, I'm like so disappointed
yeah.
in that. I just want to pay for it. Like, let me just pay for your service.
Yeah.
Well, you live in Miami, correct?
No, actually, I saw your question that you sent. I live in Atlanta. I'm going to Miami this Friday. So whenever I travel, I just post where I'm going to be in where my name is so that people will know. But I live in Atlanta.
And is that very vegan friendly out there?
I think it's better than it used to be. There are some things I can't think of right now, but there are some things that I like want to find in the store, and I've noticed like it's not there. So, but there are a lot of vegan restaurants opening up here. I think Miami is more vegan friendly though. Where are you? Can I ask a
I'm
question?
about an hour north of Dallas,
Oh, okay.
and I actually lived in Austin for a long time, and it's so vegan friendly out there, but I wasn't vegan when I lived out there. So I don't know what that's like, some self-sabotage happening there. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
So when besides the obvious, vegan effects, that a lot of vegans say, like energy, clear skin, clear hair, is there anything specific or different that you've noticed from being vegan that is a side effect? And also, like, when's the last time you were sick, really sick?
I mean, it definitely helps your immune system. I mean, I never get sick. Well, I got sick from a photo shoot. I was in the river and it was really, really cold outside and I got totally covered, and that kind of hurts your immune system. And then there were sick people around me, so I did get sick from that. But it seems like it takes a lot for me to get sick. And I believe in food energetics. I don't know if you know about that, but I feel like you kind of take on the energy of your food and really everything around you. So like, I feel like I'm more calm now, serene. I've always been pretty even keeled, but I noticed my thoughts before were I was always cussing people out in my head. And now I'm just, oh, okay. Like I'm just go with the flow. And I feel like when you eat me, you're just animalistic. You take on that aggressiveness. So.
Yes, and I'm so glad you said that because people don't believe me when I am like, no, it's either a karmic thing or an energy thing, but it's just something about eating like the dead bodies of tortured, scared people that really comes into your energy, and then it gives you anxiety and depression and insomnia. So just realizing that, and I'm so glad you said that because now I don't feel so crazy.
Oh no, definitely. It's so true. I was studying holistic health at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, so we talked about a whole bunch of different just like schools of thought as far as eating. So, but that's one of the things they talked about is food energetics. So.
Wow. So at the beginning, well, you were vegetarian for a long time, and then that period of you just saying, you know what, I'm done with the dairy products and all that. Was that a transition? Was that like a hard, I'm done with everything? And what do you miss the most?
Okay, so when I was vegetarian when I was 9 for a couple years, and then I went to middle school and I felt like a big weirdo taking my paper bag to school every day and everyone else was eating stuff. So it was kind of on and off. I wasn't vegetarian from 9 until I turned vegan. So when I turned vegan, I was eating meat. So then I don't know, I'm sure you know Annette Larkins. Okay. So I saw her video and it was totally just a vanity thing. I wanted to look like she looks. So I just stopped. Like when I went vegetarian when I was 9, I just stopped cold turkey. I don't really transition into things. I just do it or I don't do it. So when I saw her video, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna eat.
And how did you spell Larkins? Because I'm gonna put that in the show notes.
Oh, Larkins.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So when you gave up cheese and everything, like what did you find the hardest to give up? And how did you overcome that mentally, like with your thoughts, but also with the products that you bought to kind of like crave that taste?
Okay, so I did try, the substitutes, and I don't like vegan cheese. I've tried it and I just don't like it. So I just don't do it. I'll show you my, I'm on my, I don't know if you can see this. This is my vision board.
Yay, vision boards!
Yeah, so I have this like health physical section, and this is right by my the exit out of my bedroom. So it just reminds me, like this picture, I'm trying to see, it's backwards. Like this picture right here with the booty and the stomach is like my reminder every day to eat right. Because when I eat dairy or anything I should not eat, I'm like, my stomach gets so bloated. So I guess it's a vanity thing. But
I wanted to show you I don't know if I can turn this camera around. I don't think so, but here's my vision board.
Oh, cool.
I've got bodies, friends, bodies,
Yeah, cool.
money. Gotta get that dough, though.
Yeah.
I love that. I've never gotten up on an interview, so this is definitely a first.
Sorry. Well.
I love it, shaking it up. So let me just get this. There we go. Do you have any like favorite almond milks or milks that you can substitute with?
Yeah, I do. I like almond milk. I always just get unsweetened. Like I'll just buy the Trader Joe's brand or Whole Foods brand, or I don't really have a favorite. So I never drink. I can't, like, even when I was younger, my mom gave me cow's milk. I could never just drink milk straight. So I just use it in my smoothies.
The more I become aware of like how bad it is for us, and I talk to people, a lot of people don't naturally like milk, and they don't naturally like meat a lot of the times. It's like they have to put barbecue sauce on it, buffalo sauce, or if it's milk, it's in cereal. It's like maybe it's naturally we just don't like it. We just
We're like forcing ourselves because we've been conditioned that that's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah,
So
a kid asked me the other day, she's like, won't you die if you don't eat meat? Like, no, definitely not. Oh my gosh.
you're like, or I would be dead right now. So
Exactly.
So how do you feel about soy and soy milk and tofu and all that? Do you try to stay away from it, or do you not mind it? Or
No, I like it. I mean, I don't like the taste of soy milk, but I like tofu and I like soy products. I did stay away from it for a while. I was seeing like a holistic practitioner when I was younger, and she told me that soy is estrogen. And then I was reading up on it, and it seems like that is not the case. So I'm fine with it personally. So,
Mommy, you're being
sorry.
annoying.
Okay, go tell Emmanuel you want it back. Okay.
no, that's so cute. Well, if a vegan, for the people that start out at the beginning, like how do you suggest that they gain more energy if they're already, doing the B12 supplements? Like, what do you suggest that they eat to get that energy?
Not necessarily. Like for me, it's not necessarily something that I need to eat, but something I don't need to eat. Like, and I'll say this: I feel like everybody, like I said, I was studying holistic health, and we talked about bio-individuality. So we talk about that everybody is truly an individual. So something that works for me could be poison for you. So something that's considered food for me could be poison for you. So like, there are so many different schools of thought about what we should eat and all these different diets, and some things work perfectly for some people and someone else might try and it's horrible. So I know for me, I cannot eat wheat. Like if I eat wheat, then I'm going to be tired it's a done deal.
Did they discover what makes you feel, crappy besides listening to your body? Was it like a blood type thing or?
Yeah, we definitely talked about blood type, and I had started researching the blood type diet when I was 19. So I mean, that can play a part in it. There's just so many different things that play a part in what your makeup is. But yeah, I was thinking when I heard that, we were talking about bio-individuality, that we would have some sort of test, like really super scientific, saliva or blood or something like, oh, this is exactly what you should eat. But it's not. It doesn't happen like that. The way that they look at it is, your life is your experiment lab. So you just try different things and see how you feel, basically.
So I wanted to do a little bit of like a personal development little section about how you deal with haters. And usually I ask vegans about vegan hate, but also with your Instagram and your nude hate, like just all around.
Okay. Okay, so the thing with me is that I don't like labels at all. So I use them like, I say I'm a nudist, I say I'm a vegan, yada, yada, yada. But it's really just to communicate with the world. So really, I just like what I like and I do what I do. So sometimes I'm reluctant to use the term vegan because I do mess up sometimes. I will never eat an animal again. But sometimes if there's cheese in something, like the other day I ordered grits and then the server came and said, oh, I already started eating them. The server's like, oh, there's actually some Parmesan in there. And I was like, okay, well, so, and when you start using labels sometimes, then it's like people people use that against you. So I haven't had much vegan hate from vegans, but from meat eaters, they're like, "Oh, are you supposed to do that?" Yada yada yada. And then with the nudity stuff, I actually get a lot of support from women. I have had some women like, "You shouldn't be here like this," yada yada. But mostly the hate comes from men who are interested in me. So, like guys who I'm dating or are trying to date me, they don't like any of my pictures. Like they will never click like on anything. They will just send me screenshots and comment in my text messaging. So it's more of that. I don't get a lot of negative comments. I have had some, and I actually did a post about it, where I listed basically every negative comment I could think of. And it was because people will send me messages, like photographers I know or models I know, just complaining about people saying bad things about them. And I'm like, F them. Like, who cares? Like, do what you do. Like, I feel that we're all individual expressions of God. So we're all here to express whatever's inside of us. So if somebody doesn't like it, I don't care. So I've definitely been attracting more people like that who are on the same wavelength and just deeper in their thinking, But sometimes I'm kind of weird. I'm very picky, which is why I don't currently date seriously, because I like deep. I do. I love it. But then sometimes I just want to be in the shallow end. Like sometimes I just want
Amen.
like so serious. Like I can't be in the deep water all day. I'm gonna get tired. Like I just want to like watch Super Bad sometimes, or just talk about stupid stuff from when we were kids. I don't want to talk about every thought that you're having that's so deep right now. I just don't want to do it. So I've never had a drink and I've never smoked weed actually.
And is that a religious thing or just not your interest, or?
Not really my interest. Like my dad and my brother are both stoners, and my mom drinks every day. My dad smokes every day. My mom drinks every day. But it's not like some people think like, oh, you don't want to do it because your mom's alcoholic and your dad's a weed head. No, that's not why. It's just, I became vegetarian when I was 9, so I've always been super health conscious. So like when I sipped something, I can't remember what it was, but it's supposed to be a super girly drink, and it tastes like rubbing alcohol to me. I was like, I can't acquire a taste for something that doesn't have a health benefit. Like I hate tempeh, but I will eat it because I feel like it's good for me. Like there are things that I don't like, but they're good for me, so I'll acquire a taste for it. But alcohol is like, this is not benefiting me in any way, so I'm not gonna do it.
So this actually rolls right into the next question, which is, do you prefer dating vegans, or do you not mind, or how does that work out for you?
I think I would love to date a vegan. I've never really done it. I've gone on dates with vegans, but then they were super duper, like always deep, just too, I don't know, just too something for me. So I don't know. I would love to date a cool, down to earth, sometimes stupid vegan. I haven't found that yet. So there was a girl in my class who's a varietarian or something. So basically she was vegan, but sometimes because she just didn't like the label, because it's like when you have that label, then you open it up for people to judge you. So I just usually say I'm plant-based, but for Instagram purposes, I put vegan because I do want to attract vegans. So you automatically see that right away.
Right. And I actually went on your page and I started looking at all the people that like your photos and stuff, and they're all vegans. I mean, for the majority. And then there's like the guys, but
right. The booty lovers.
Yeah. So are you into social media as a person, or do you use it strictly for, promoting purposes. I know for me, if I didn't want to be what I want to be in life, I wouldn't even be on social media. But what I want to be is a social media person. So
Right. So yeah, I don't do I don't do social media outside of promoting purposes. I don't have a personal page. So yeah, I feel like I don't put my kids on there. It's strictly just to promote my brand. And people who really know me, I'll just send them pictures or messages or whatever. But I mean, I think social media is great. It has it's totally changed face of everything. Like I have on my vision board a section of women, and it's titled "They Did It," just to remind me like of women who have accomplished their dreams, really like lived out their self-expression, and a lot of them are social media stars. So
they are or not.
Are like Aisha Talia. I don't know if I'm sure you know her.
I'm more of a face. If I saw her face, probably yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, the rest of them you probably need to see their face too. Well, you might know Lily Singh. She's a YouTuber.
I do believe so. And these are all models?
No, like I have Sojourner Truth on there, Maya Angelou, Annette Larkins, Whoopi Goldberg, Ayana Vincent, and then the models I have are Tiana Gregory, and then Aisha Talia, and then Lily Singh.
We have a question in the chat box. It says, "What is your brand? What is your brand?"
Like my personal brand?
I think so. I think they're meaning more.
Like, what am I trying to build?
Yeah, I don't know what they mean. So just.
Okay. I'll just go with that. So the Nude Nerd is my brand, and what I'm trying to build with it is it's like a lifestyle brand. So I want to sell t-shirts and underwear, calendars, like all the model type things. But then I also want to have a Nude Nerd house, which is like a store, but then also like a community area. So, with the Nude Nerd house, I would have my products, of course, and I want to sell like local artist products, whatever it is, if it's artwork or pottery or whatever. And then I want to have like an education area, so like they could teach yoga classes, or I wanted to do this personally myself, but now I think I just want to have someone else do it, like meal prep classes or cooking classes, or just educating. Like this is what I really want to do is educate low income households about healthy eating on a budget. Because I think a lot of times people think if you don't have a lot of money, then you have to eat garbage, but it's just not the case. So that's part of the brand. Let's see what else. I'm looking at my vision board. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then there's like spin-offs, things that I want to do that are me, but not necessarily Nude Nerd. So like I want to write a TV series kind of about dating and really based on my life the past couple of years. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Is it one of those things where it's like hilarious after the fact, but in the meantime you're like, fuck?
Well, I'm kind of I laugh a lot, and so it's hilarious while it's going on to me. Maybe other people would be like, oh my God, like they would hate it, but I feel like, because I know what I'm trying to do, so I feel like it's supposed to happen this way because it gives me more material. And so sometimes when I like slack off and I am dating someone or like texting a whole bunch of people that I feel like I shouldn't text, like, well, I'm just doing research. I tell myself I'm doing research. So then I feel better.
I love that. Well, when your kids are in school, but do they ever go to like the zoo or SeaWorld? And if they would, I mean, how do you deal with that? What are your thoughts about that?
Let's see. I don't really like zoos. And I personally, like, my kids want to have a pet, and I go back and forth about it because I feel like sometimes I'm like, well, we don't own them. But then sometimes I feel like, well, they need a home. I don't know. I go back and forth about a pet, so we don't have a pet at the moment.
What kind of pet do they want?
They want a dog.
Oh.
I have it on my vision board. I have the puppy on my vision board that I will get them one. But I'm kind of conflicted about it, honestly. But yeah, I was talking to this guy about it the other day, and I was like, I don't really believe in zoos and putting animals on display like that. And he's like, but how would we ever see them? I was like, well, maybe we're not supposed to. Like, why would we take them out of their home so we can gawk at them? Like, it's not right. So
Right, and it's 2016. You can watch anything on YouTube or the TV. It's HD cameras. Like, you're practically there.
right. So, but you know, people, they just same old way of doing things. It's just generally accepted. So
I think my favorite vegan, non-vegan excuse, which I'm ashamed to say, I said this when I was freaking 18 or something.
Mhm.
It was like, well, we have to kill the animals because they'll overtake us.
oh yeah. They'll overpopulate.
Yeah, we'll die, and it'll be like that one movie where they just come and kill us all. But we're mass producing them, so probably not.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna, finish this up with one more before we get to the awesome ending questions. How often do you eat out, and like, how do you order?
I don't eat out very often. It's so funny because when guys do try and date me, which is so sweet and thoughtful, you know, they'll look up vegan restaurants. Like, I'm sure you've been here before. Like, actually, I haven't. Like, I just don't, because I have kids and I have this weird living situation right now. I have a whole other family living with me right now.
Okay.
They've been here for like a couple of months, so it's kind of impossible for us to eat out right now. But I do love Thai food, so I probably go out to eat more than the kids do. But I mean, I feel like it's when I'm dating non-vegans, I feel like it's really easy to eat out personally. Like, I have no problem ordering off the side item menu, salads. But then now the way the world, it seems like it's changing, you know, they do have a lot of vegetarian and vegan options places. So, you know, there's certain things, like sometimes they'll have the little, like, to show that it's gluten-free or vegetarian or vegan. So I look out for those things. But I don't feel like it's really hard to order when I'm out.
So what is something on your Instagram that you don't promote? Something that we could know about you that people on your Instagram don't really know?
I tell so much on my Instagram though. God, and I saw you sent this question too, and I thought I had a good answer. Um, mm, well, I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to do that a lot of people on Instagram don't know. Like, as far as, there's a lot of photo shoots because I'm trying to do more because I get paid to model, so I have to do their concepts. But I teamed up with this cool photographer recently, so we're gonna trade concepts. So I'm gonna do a lot of like shoots with animals, shoots with food, so that I can actually start talking more about veganism, and then it'll kind of tie into the blog where I might do recipes or videos or something like that. But I really do. I mean, I love talking about self-love and self-expression, but I do want to promote more of the veganism. I really don't talk about it that much. I just kind of have it in my bio, and so.
Well, I think that's perfect because, when you kind of are like vegan, 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 people are like, but if you, in your case, you just say it one or two times and you have in a few posts so people know what you're about, but you're not like shoving it down their throats.
Right. I just want to bring more of an awareness to it. So, like, people always ask, one guy was so funny. This guy was like, well, your pictures are okay, but I'm just more interested in what you eat. I'm like, okay, F you. But, we started talking about different meal plans because, I do work out, and guys work out and they think that they can't be vegan and work out, but that's not true either. So I mean, I just want to bring more of an awareness that it's not just acceptable, but it's a way to thrive, really.
And if people come to you and they're like, I'm kind of at the tipping point of becoming vegan, but I just really need help disconnecting, what do you suggest that they watch either on YouTube or Netflix to disconnect that?
Forks Over Knives,
Mhm.
Food Inc., Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Vegucated. What's the other ones? I watched them so long ago.
Girl, yes. My first documentary was like Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And now, like, I look back and I'm like, that was my first vegan documentary. That was like 4 years ago. And that started the whole juicing, okay, I need to eat more vegetables type of mindset.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of the other ones because I do have some that are on my list to watch that I've heard are really good, but I mean I've sold myself, so like but yeah, the ones I named for sure. I mean, I always tell people Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Forks Over Knives for sure.
So, do you think that the world will go not completely vegan, but the majority vegan in our lifetime?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I definitely think the trend is going to keep moving up. I don't know that the majority. I mean, maybe we'll be forced into that. I don't know. Maybe, what the damaging effects that eating animals cause on the environment, maybe we'll be forced into that. But I don't know because I feel like there's so much corruption with the government and all these, how they subsidize things. And I have no idea. I mean, I would be hopeful, but I don't know if it's realistic to think it. I don't know. So
Well, this was not on the question list, but who are you voting for?
Hillary.
See, I'm not voting because I'm like, that's not my passion. I'm so grateful that other people care enough to do all that because.
Okay, well, usually I don't vote. I think it's kind of pointless. But like I don't watch any of the things, but then I saw something that Trump was saying and I was like, oh, no. We cannot allow that to happen. So yeah, if I do go out, it'll definitely be Hillary.
Girl, yes. I've been seeing some little clips on Facebook of the things he's saying, and unless it's way out of context, I'm like, this is a mass murderer that we're about to make our freaking president.
That's what I was, because I don't see everything, I just see I just see little clips. And like you said, I don't see how they could take out of context that much. Like the words that he's actually saying should not come out of a human's mouth. I don't understand.
It is going to be interesting to see who wins and how they go about, like, if Donald actually does win, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I'm kind of freaked out. I'm kind of scared.
I know. It's crazy. Like, I'm not political, really. But my daughters have been talking about it lately. Like, they're like, if Donald Trump wins, we're going to have to go back to Africa. And I'm like, oh, my God, stop. So, but I mean, from what I know about government with the checks and balances, like, he can only go so far. I don't know. But I just don't want him to be our leader. I feel like they're all puppets anyway.
It's so true. I feel like Donald's less of a puppet because he's like, financially running his own stuff.
Yeah.
But that's probably what's so scary about him is he's not being puppeted. Like, he's like, screw all the ethnics.
I know. It's crazy.
So what are 2 goals that you have in 2016, and they don't have to be vegan related?
Definitely to start my blog. Let's see, God, I have so many. I'm looking at my vision board. I want to get published again. I have a lot of goals, but my blog and like some physical things that I want to do, and then being published are probably like my top 3 things.
Heck yeah, awesome. So where can everyone reach you at as far as like getting to know you and seeing your pictures?
Okay, so I have Snapchat, but I'm like really bad. I'm trying to get better at updating Snapchat, and that's the Nugan.
Nugan.
The Nude Nerd. So the with 2 E's, and then I don't know why I said Nugan. And then Instagram is the Nude Nerd. So I don't have Facebook. I don't do Twitter. And my website's going to be nudenerd.net. I bought the domain, but it's just nothing there right now. So
Someone's got the nudenerd.com.
I could not believe that. They have the nudenerd.com and nudenerd.com, and they're not even nude. They're freaking gamers.
That's dumb. You could always email them and be like, hey, are you down to let me buy this for whatever, $100 or something? Because you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
They might be trying to rebrand at that exact moment. Like The Secret always says, the universe puts it right there.
Attraction. Yeah, that's true. But then my friend was like, well, nudenerd.net kind of goes together because they're all N's.
Yeah.
Sounds more nerdy. So I don't know. But I might have both. I'll contact the dude.
That actually is the nudenerd.net. Just roll off the tongue better.
Yeah. Have you heard about that vegan cruise?
Yes, it just happened, and I'm so pissed. I just found out about it. We are definitely going on it next year.
Yes.
I should get all my Generation Vegan interviewees to go on a group.
We can find a vegan guy. I mean, with all the vegan guys, there's got to be one that's shallow and deep.
Girl, I just need a vegan muscle workout guy that also watches documentaries but wants to travel, but then also is lazy 2 days out of the week.
Yes, I know. Are we asking for too much? I think not.
I think not.
No, but actually, there are a lot of vegan guys on Instagram. A lot of them are very hot, but I don't know. There's this one, Tory Washington.
Oh, mm-hmm.
You know him?
I've seen him around. I'm trying to get him on my show. I just interviewed one of his teammates for Plant Built because he's on Plant Built. So yeah, I was like, hook me up with Tory Washington. I'm thinking I'm on the interview.
Yeah, I just bought his system for training and nutrition. It's a very good program.
I would say my vegan crush would be there's this white guy out in California. His name's Brian Turner. And I think he's my age, but he does this thing called the YouTube House.
Oh.
So he has people from all over the country that have anywhere from 40 to 50,000 subscribers go, and they live in this house where there's cameras set. It's basically like Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but vegan style.
Ooh.
I know. So we'll have to just reach out to these people and talk each other up.
Yeah.
I love it.
Boy, you mentioned me.
I love it. I will. I'll be like, did you see my episode with that one chick?
So I was talking on DM. He's like, I love what you do. I was like, oh my God, thank you.
He hit you up. He slid in them DMs.
No, I slid in his. Because I asked him, do you sell training programs, or can I buy a plan from you or something? I didn't realize that he sold it on his website. And he's like, yeah, it just depends on the time that's involved. And I used to have another Instagram, fitandfree.me, and so that's when I found him. So I've been following him for a long time. And yeah, then he was like, yeah, I love what you do. Every time I tag him and stuff because I want people to see all these Instagram vegan accounts. So I'll tag him and stuff and a whole bunch of other vegans, and he always will say something sweet. But
so I don't know if you saw Vegan Valentino was on my show.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
His episode released last Tuesday. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is too.
Wait, you know what? Let me see. No, yeah, he did. His episode released about 2 weeks ago. So if you keep tagging people, that would be awesome, because then I'll just go stalk them and get them on my show as well.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to tag you in the post where I tagged all the people, or?
Heck yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this, and for everyone watching, hello and goodbye. If you're watching or listening in the future, then you can hit me up on Instagram or Snapchat, Dark Sunshine, DARKSUNSH 9. And I'm sure you'll see both of us again.
We will. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Okay, that's what I've got for you this week. Wasn't that awesome? Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions about becoming vegan or wanting to be on the podcast, please contact me at any social media. Dark Sunshine, DARKSUNSH 9. I cannot wait to meet you.